So it's been about 1 year, 3 months since I last had a full-time job. And during this period of unemployment or Funemployment phase, I've been building my current and future income sources. So to commemorate this 1 year anniversary of sorts, I thought, why not do a video to share with you all my takeaways and income sources that currently sustain my lifestyle. So for those who are looking to take a sabbatical from full-time employment, this video might just be for you. So it's not the most obvious takeaway is that with no full-time employment, I basically have unrivaled freedom over my time. Want to wake up at 11 AM? Sure. Go to the gym at 1 PM? Sure, why not? No one's stopping me from doing that. Basically, I'm able to exercise some control of my own time and plan the day my own desire. And I don't know if it's just me, but there's a rather serene feeling of going about my day during non-peak hours when everyone is at work. Of course, having this control of my time also means that the onus is on me to discipline with it. While there's nothing wrong with spending some days doing unproductive stuff like gaming or doom scrolling on social media, sooner or later there will be need for a structure and routine to ensure that I was continually working towards my goals and aspirations in life. After all, I like having a full-time job. There's no third party to ensure that you're meeting our expected deadlines and targets. It's very much down to yourself and own accountability. So with this autonomy and freedom over my time, I realize it allowed me to live life at a much slower pace. I think much of it is down to not having to deal with issues that are not of my making. When working a full-time job, you often at the behest of your superiors to resolve issues or advance the business or interests of the company. This can result in being in a constant state of firefighting or busyness, which negatively impacts on physical and mental health. However, when we live life on our own terms, we better prioritize the things that matter the most and cut out the unnecessary noise. I was able to take a step back and reassess the things that matter the most in allowing me to live the life that I wanted. This therefore provided me a clearer headspace as I went about my daily routine and activities. It's pretty much like running a marathon at our own sustainable but challenging pace. So despite the relatively freedom with time, I'll be first to admit that there were financial worries, especially in the initial few months. This was despite me having enough savings to account for more than a year's worth of expenses. As opposed to being an employee where we receive our expected salary at the end of the month, despite not putting in 100% effort on some days, I don't have that income stability or luxury. In my current situation, should I choose to take any break on any given day, I'll likely be earning zero income for that day. In that sense, there is no income safety net for me to fall back on every month. To add on, my main current income source is so wildly volatile and could even be negative on some months or weeks. This further adds to that sense of financial anxiety. Thus, in the initial few months, I constantly had self-doubts over whether I made the right decision or not. There were times where I felt like giving up and just returning to having a regular full-time job. More and more at peace with my financial situation now, this financial anxiety can still creep in from time to time. So to deal with this financial anxiety, I remember working more than 60 hours per week in the initial few months to build up both my current and future potential income sources. This includes trading the US market and doing the losses, while also building my YouTube channel up from scratch. And unsurprisingly, I burned out after a few months. I think much of it was down to spending a lot of time and effort in scripting, filming, and editing my YouTube videos without seeing much results in terms of viewership or journey to monetization. Furthermore, I also realized that trading full-time is both emotionally and fundamentally different as compared to trading part-time while still having a full-time job. I don't know how to deal with mental pressure of deriving most of my income from trading in the US market. Thankfully, I have now learned how to focus my effort on activities that can provide the best possible returns for my time. Thus, I now spend at most about 48 to 56 hours per week working as compared to the at least 60 hours per week previously. So we covered my takeaways from my Funemployment/unemployment journey so far. Let's move on to my current income sources. Currently, I only have 4 income sources per month, namely income from content creation, interest income, dividends from stocks and REITs, and finally income from trading in the US stock market. So starting with income from content creation, as of the entire year of 2024 so far, it stands at a meager $51.56, or about $4.30 per month. As you can see, it's hardly anything to shout about. Nevertheless, I'm still very grateful that my viewers and audience are willing to support me through donations or even clicking through my affiliate/referral links. Rest assured that I will continue providing honest opinions about investment products or instruments in the market. Moving on to interest income next, this will be income from high interest savings account, money market funds, and also short positions in the US stock market. As of end October 2024, my total interest income amounted to $2,466.98, or about $246.70 per month. Moving into 2025, I fully expect this income to decrease due to lower returns from money market funds as a result of lower interest rates. Moving on to dividends next. As of November 2024, my total dividends received thus far was $6,127.90, or about $557.08 per month. This figure will likely decrease moving forth as I'm making allocation changes to my investment portfolio, but more on that in a future video. Now moving on to last and final income, which is also my main income source, will be my trading income from the US stock market. Do note that I need to take into account income that I receive from trading options and do not include capital gains from trading stock positions, as I find too tedious to track such capital gains. So currently my income from trading in the US market is about 3,000 USD per month, or roughly about 4k SGD per month. Now do note that this income actually fluctuates every month, and on some months it could be negative. Also, I was only able to consistently average out this amount over the past few months. Overall, I'm still currently unprofitable on a cumulative basis. Nevertheless, should everything go according as planned, coupled with me not doing anything stupid, I foresee that I'll be profitable by the end of 2025. So after accounting for all my income sources, I earn about 4.8k SGD per month. I know this amount is not a lot, but this allows me to sustain my current lifestyle. So after doing this for more than a year, do I have any regrets for leaving full-time employment? I think for now, the straightforward answer is definitely no. While I'm currently not earning a lot, I do see clear pathways to consistently increase my income annually. For instance, I foresee that my income on a conservative basis will be about 5k a month in 2025 and at least 5.5k a month in 2026. The best part is that any future increase in my income will either be down to my individual proficiency and not dependent on external factors like getting a client or depending on affiliate links. Of course, if my content creation gains traction, it could definitely unlock an additional income stream. Now, before I admit this journey has definitely not been easy, especially when going through each month with no assurances of the income earned for that month. Nevertheless, I think there's something special about not having anyone to dictate your current or future earning potential. Thus, I'll continue to do this as long as it's financially viable to do so.